So, you heard you can dodge California's $800 franchise tax by forming your LLC in Wyoming or Nevada instead. A guy on the internet swore it works. Here's the thing nobody told you. If you live in California and run your business from here, that out-of-state LLC doesn't save you a dime. It costs you more. You end up paying the $800 anyway, plus a second set of fees in the other state, plus a registered agent you didn't need. I'm going to show you exactly why that happens, the one word in California law that ruins the whole plan, and the rare situation where forming out-of-state actually does make sense. So stick around because near the end I'll show you the penalty that catches people who try to skip the rules. It's bigger than you think. Let's start with the trick everyone falls for. The pitch sounds amazing. Wyoming has no state income tax, no franchise tax, strong privacy, so you form your LLC there, save a fortune, and laugh at California from a beach chair. Except California doesn't care where you filed your paperwork. California cares where you're actually doing the work. There's a phrase in the law called doing business. And in California, the bar for that is shockingly low. If you live here and you're running your company from your apartment in Sacramento or your garage in Fresno, you are doing business in California. Doesn't matter that the LLC says Wyoming on the certificate. You're sitting in California, making the decisions, sending the emails, doing the work. That's it. You're caught. The California Franchise Tax Board, the FTB, says that if you're actively engaged in any transaction for financial gain inside the state, you owe. So that Wyoming LLC you set up to escape, California treats it as a foreign LLC operating here, and now it has to register with California too. Here's where the math falls apart. When your out-of-state LLC does business in California, you have to register it here as a foreign LLC. That means filing Form LLC 5 with the California Secretary of State and paying a $70 filing fee. And the second you're registered to do business in California, guess what shows up? The $800 annual franchise tax, the exact thing you are trying to avoid. Every California LLC pays that minimum $800 a year, and a registered foreign LLC pays it too. So now add it up. You're paying Wyoming's filing fee, you're paying Wyoming's annual report fee, which runs around $60 a year. You're paying a registered agent in Wyoming because you don't live there and the state requires one. Then you're paying California's $70 registration. Then you're paying California's $800 franchise tax anyway. You didn't save money, you bought yourself 2 states worth of bills and twice the paperwork. You're filing annual reports in 2 places, keeping 2 sets of compliance deadlines straight, and if you miss one, you get penalized and billed. For the average person running a business out of their home in California, the Wyoming LLC isn't a loophole. It's a tax on being confused. So here's the straight answer. If you live in California and your business operates in California, form your LLC in California. Full stop. Yeah, the $800 franchise tax stings. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. But you'd pay it either way, and forming at home means you only deal with one state. One filing, one annual deadline, one registered agent. The form you want is the LLC 1, the Articles of Organization, and it's a $70 filing fee with the California Secretary of State. One nice thing California actually did recently. Brand new LLCs get their first year of the $800 franchise tax waived. So your first year, that minimum tax is $0. That's a real break, and it only applies if you form in California. Try to run a Wyoming LLC here, and you don't get that waiver on the California side the same way. So the out-of-state move can actually cost you the freebie. Now, I promised you the situation where forming out of state does make sense, because it's not never. It's just not what the gurus are selling. It makes sense when your business actually operates in that other state. If you're buying rental property in Texas, form the LLC in Texas. The real estate is there, the income is there, the business is genuinely happening there. Same idea if you're physically relocating or if you've got a real office and employees in Nevada. The rule is simple. Form your LLC where the business actually lives, not where the tax brochure looks prettiest. The only people who truly benefit from the Wyoming privacy game are folks with no California footprint at all. Digital nomads with no fixed home state, certain holding companies, people structuring around very specific situations with a lawyer guiding them. If that's not you and you're sitting in California reading this, it's not you, then home state it is. There's also the multi-member angle worth knowing. If you've got partners spread across different states, you generally form in the state where the business is primarily managed and run. For most of you, that's wherever you're sitting right now, California. Okay, that penalty I promised you. Here's what happens if you try to be clever and just don't register your out-of-state LLC in California while doing business here. The FTB can hit you with a $400 penalty just for failing to register, $20 a month up to that cap. But that's the small part. You still owe every year of back franchise tax, the full $800 a year for as long as you've been operating, plus interest, plus late fees stacked on top. And until you clean it up, your LLC can't legally enforce a contract in California court. So if a client stiffs you, you can't even sue them properly. That's the real cost of trying to skip it. This is exactly the kind of mess that makes people give up and overpay someone to fix it later. So let's just do it right the first time. One service I always recommend for this is Northwest Registered Agent. They keep your information private, handle all the paperwork, and their support is genuinely some of the best in the industry. Link in the description. If you don't want to deal with all this yourself, I highly recommend Northwest Registered Agent. They make it super easy and save you a ton of hassle. Let me walk you through it. It only takes 3 to 5 minutes. Click the exclusive discount link for Northwest below. Then on the website, click on the button to get started. You'll be asked what type of business you're starting and in what state, so select LLC and your state. Next, you'll be asked to name your company, the purpose of your business, and your business address. Then type in the members of your LLC, add your contact information, and select any additional services you'd like Northwest to handle, like getting your EIN or setting up a trademark. Once you've done that, all you need to do is submit your payment and you're done. Northwest takes care of the rest for you. Seriously, that simple. Northwest handles everything from there, so you're not dealing with the state on your own. Link is in the description. So the bottom line, if you live in California and work from California, form your California LLC. Eat the 800, grab the first year waiver, and move on with your life. The Wyoming dream only works if your business actually lives in Wyoming. For everybody else, it's double the fees and a penalty waiting to happen. If this saved you from an expensive mistake, hit like so it reaches the next person about to make it. And subscribe because I've got more of these coming. And tell me down in the comments what state you're in. Drop it below and I'll tell you the move.